Hello, welcome to the Gab and Juls Show. I mean, Gab is not there, he's still on holiday, so look who's here. Nedum Onuoha is with us. Neds, what a weekend. I mean, we had obviously the start of La Liga and Serie A, plus the Premier League, which was pretty fantastic from start to finish between Arsenal, United, City and Haaland. Liverpool are playing tonight, just after we record this. But the big game really was Chelsea against Spurs at Stamford Bridge. The Battle of the Bridge 2.
Yes.
That's how we called it. First of all, what a game it was, really, from start to finish.
It was very, very good. And to be honest, for me, I was thrown off because I, like many people, think like Spurs are the real deal this season. Yeah. So I'm thinking, oh, they're going to go to the bridge, or they're going to put on a performance, put on a show. But then very quickly realised that's not the type of game it was going to be. Yeah. I think the way it ended showed that they do have something about them. But for that style of play and all that, I think it's probably surprised a few people, but it was a great game. And, you know, it's a great game for a neutral because you can see a lot of frustrated faces at Stamford Bridge. You could say that, couldn't you?
Definitely. I mean, when they scored the first goal, the Koulibaly volley, which is amazing. I mean, I don't know many centre-backs, certainly not in this room, who could have scored a volley like this.
Yeah, I know. Zero in this room that could have scored a volley like that. I'll be completely honest with you. Completely honest, yeah.
But then even after the Reece James, when you think, okay, Chelsea now are in control, they were the better team. And I mean, Harry Kane made the point even after that, Spurs didn't deserve a point, deserve a draw. Do you think that Chelsea a bit hard done by the result in the end?
I think you all feel that, like to take the lead twice and to have long periods of possession, to feel like you have the momentum, have the good territory as well. Like to come away with a 2-2 draw, like you'd be disappointed, and you know, conceding from a set piece. Yeah. You know, these are things which you do practice, things which you can sort of like try and prepare for. But I don't know, I suppose the other side of the coin is like for Spurs, you've gone away to Stamford Bridge, not played your best and gotten a point. So you wonder what would have happened if we did play better. Because I think for Spurs, tactically, you could see what they were kind of trying to do. And like, it's hard to play against, you know what I mean, without being glamorous. They did press okay sometimes, but you could see what they were trying to work on. But yeah, if you're a Chelsea fan, you're walking away thinking, how's that happened? Because all the joy is with the Spurs fans and the Spurs players and thinking, you know, we're going to be just fine because Chelsea can't give you more than that. Yeah,
no, that's true. I mean, tactically, we'll dissect a little bit more what they did to do. But you can have all the game plan you want, all the tactics. If at some point you feel that the referee didn't do his job, and that's certainly how Thomas Tuchel and the Chelsea players felt on the 2 goals. The first one, there's that foul by Bentancur on Havertz high up the pitch, and then 45 seconds later, Højbjerg scores, and then the Cucurella, Romero pulling off the hair just before the Harry Kane goal. What, as a player, would you feel really frustrated, especially the Havertz one, because you everybody could see it on the pitch? Yeah. Did you lose your focus? So
I think it's easy for Havertz to lose his focus. I think for the other Chelsea players, like they couldn't just stop, so they defended it in a normal manner. But Havertz was, you know, out of the picture, and he's right to be, because. And I've got to say this might be a controversial take, but I think in the slow-mo it looks like Bentancur gets his toe on it. Yeah. But in real time, it doesn't look like that. And the referees and the fourth officials, they work in real time, not in slow motion. Yeah. So you know, they should be able to see that looks like it's a foul. I think afterwards you may make the decision that it's wrong, but nobody's going to be arguing about that decision if they give it as a free kick. So for then the play to develop the way that it does, you've seen it. We've seen so many games. It's in the back of your mind, like, here is a scenario. If Spurs score now, we're going to be talking about that. And lo and behold, they ended up scoring. And you know, there was even a question about was Richarlison blocking Mendy's view. So you know, when you're looking at all the things where you feel like you're being hard done by, you know, that's almost, they could have defended it better. I think Jorginho made a mistake as well. But I could see that being given a foul in a normal game and nobody complaining about it.
You know, the issue I had with it is I can understand why Havertz goes mad. Yeah. But instead of shouting at the linesman who is right by him, to be fair, if he had maybe got up and chased the ball, they would have recovered the ball maybe earlier, and the goal doesn't happen. Instead, he spends 10 seconds shouting at the ref and not caring at all where the ball is and what he should do.
I totally agree with that. And in the same breath, I can picture how frustrated I would be if I felt like I'd been robbed that way as well. And I think for some players, they feel like they can be like that because you look at the area where it's happened. It's not as if he's done it 30 yards from his own goal and he's chasing an official. He's halfway into the Spurs half. And there's a reason he tried to run across Bentancur, is to try and win the free kick. So he's doing his job, trying to be a good professional. And then that happens. But I agree, if he would have gotten up and chased back in, maybe even just fouled someone and stopped the attack, then fair enough, because in fairness, Bentancur got up and he played the ball next after that, didn't he?
That's true.
But then I can understand the frustration because, in real time, it did really feel like a really obvious free kick that's been missed.
Yeah. And you understand then when Rich James scores the second goal, Thomas Tuchel goes mad and sprints, which I think Antonio Conte said after that he didn't see him. Actually, I'm sure he saw him. But then what was your view on this head-to-head kind of thing between Tuchel and Conte, the handshake where Tuchel clearly grabbed the hand
Exactly, so the first incident came after the Spurs' first goal, didn't it?
Yes, that's right.
And Conte sort of went over towards the other box, like Tuchel's there. And he sees it, and he's right to be frustrated because, as a manager, like as a player, you can take out your frustration because someone's on the field, you can go and do whatever. As a manager, they're putting you in this little 10-meter box and say you must stay here right next to the opposition. So Conte didn't need to go over, but that's who Conte is. So for Tuchel, is he just going to take it? No. So then there's a little thing, the little back and forth while separated by that 1 meter between the two squares. But then after that, Tuchel getting his own back, it felt very Mourinho-like.
Yeah, of course.
Felt very Mourinho-like.
And
also, Conte said he didn't see it. He didn't see it because after the goal went in, he put his head down. Sometimes put your head down when you don't want to see it. Let's just put it that way. And then the handshake at the end. Do you know what it reminded me of? I just came across it recently. There's like a sport which is like boxing, but they tape their hands together like over a table. You see how you're arm wrestling.
I saw.
And then it's just like you're just swinging at each other. You're not allowed to let go at all. But it in some ways, it makes for a more exciting game because you see how much it means to both managers. If they were both very, very passive, then it wouldn't mean anything. But my friend said, that would be such a great fight. Conte would win. I said it'd probably be too tactical. Everybody's just faking out I'm gonna do that. But it was a nice round into like a Sunday's afternoon's worth of football with two really good sides, top managers as well.
I agree, and we will just dissect it a little bit more on the Gab and Juls podcast, so make sure you listen to it.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.